In this video, I'm going to talk about a few Sopranos characters that I think Tony genuinely respected. Let's dive right in. Tony leaned on Hesh for honest advice, especially early on, in ways that he rarely did with his captains or other guys.
Can I talk to you about something? It absolutely has to stay between the two of us. What if I told you I went to see a shrink?
I had an inkling.
Why Tony respected him? Experience, history, and the sense that Hesh had earned his place.
Did you tell me you operated for years without any tax? That my father loved you and respected you? That 10 cents out of every dollar that goes into his cake is directly related to your Shylock business? My share. You think I'm gonna profit off of your tax?
Now, that's not to say that Tony was always respectful, but I think that was more due to Tony's own insecurity for getting to this point where he's the degenerate gambler, quote unquote, who has to borrow money from others.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, that's right. I lost track.
Tony's used to being able to get his way when it comes to doing business with people, even if they may have an above-board job, like Assemblyman Zellman, for example, or Reverend Herman James Jr. While Reverend Herman James Jr. was more open to making backdoor deals with Tony and others, Reverend Herman James Sr., not so much.
Who are you?
Jesus Christ, you scared the shit out of me.
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, what do you want here?
Looking for your son.
Most guys have something to lose and reasons to be afraid of Tony, but not this guy, Reverend Herman James Sr.
You were a good-looking guy back then.
Still am.
He's not scared of Tony. He has nothing to hide, and he makes sure Tony knows it. And I think Tony respects him for that.
Never underestimate a man's determination to be free.
I'll catch up with your son another time.
I think Tony respected Svetlana for her resilience and the fact that she didn't need him.
You know, I was thinking about you.
Huh.
I was just thinking about the way you are. You always have this little smile, like you got your own private joke. I wish I knew your secret. Lose a leg and start making websites.
So that's the trouble with you Americans. You expect nothing bad ever to happen, when the rest of the world expect only bad to happen, and they're not disappointed. You got too much time to think about yourselves.
Sounds like me, all right.
Maybe I call you, but I don't think so.
He was taken aback. What, you maybe want to see me again? You don't think so? He's used to girls being all over him, like, think Gloria, Valentina, Irina. So for him, this is a new thing.
But Tony, come on. You're a nice guy, but I got my own problems. I don't want all the time prop you up.
And it bothers him. And he also respects her.
You come over here, you bust your ass. And look at you. You got every excuse to be in the bottle. And here you are, designing a website.
Take care, Tony. You're a strong guy. You'll be all right.
Let me ask you a question. Why does your wife hate me?
Charmaine doesn't hate you.
You lie like I played a French horn.
Sort of like how with Svetlana, he was really taken aback by her rejection of him.
It wasn't for me. I mean, we both made our choices. I'm fine with mine.
Tony also sees this here from Charmaine, even in a friendly sense. She pretty much rejects him. But I think at the end of the day, he still respects her because she stayed true to herself. And she also wasn't afraid of him. And she didn't feel any need to compromise her morals.
But also, she's a fantastic cook. She's better than Artie in some ways. And plus, she's a licensed notary public. I mean, I'm thinking that this is the kind of woman I need. Columbus, the birthday boy's favorite.
Honey, try to pace yourself. Very long.
Hey, there he is! Hey, happy birthday to you. Got salsicha for you.
Even though Tony and Carmela had quite a messy relationship at times, including during their separation in season 5, Tony respected Hugh, and they always had a very good relationship with one another.
Tony isn't coming to the party.
Why won't he come? That's a crock of shit.
Father, son-in-law, ex-son-in-law, whatever, they got along well. He also built their house.
Oh, a Beretta. I don't know what to say.
Like the freezer full of venison this year.
tired rocket scientist who Tony meets in the hospital after he emerges from his coma. It's very rare for Tony to fully let his guard down in front of someone, but with John, I think that's what he did.
Well, it's actually an illusion those two boxes are separate entities.
What the fuck? Illusion?
As separate entities is simply the way we choose to perceive them.
I didn't choose nothing.
It's physics. Schrodinger's equation.
He's a rocket scientist, for Christ's sake. Bell Labs.
The universe is just a big soup of molecules bumping up against one another. The shapes we see exist only in our own consciousness.
Of course, as we get deeper and deeper into the series, things get darker and darker. But here is an example of a really wholesome person who Tony immediately connects with because he doesn't have to wonder what this guy's agenda is.
I was in this coma, and I gotta remember nothing. But before I woke up, I felt like I was being pulled towards something. And I don't want to go back. It makes you wonder.
Dr. Jennifer Melfi. Despite their issues, Tony continued to see her for years.
You followed your father into his business.
I try to make sure my kids have every opportunity. I was going to Columbia, for Christ's sakes. Wants to be some kind of a professional woman, like you.
He certainly wasn't always respectful to her, and I think you could make an argument that she wasn't respectful to him in their last appointment, but in any case, I think overall he did respect her as a person. I don't think he would have been going to see her for 7 years if he didn't, especially given the fact that he was not getting anything sexual from her. Artie Bucco. Tony respected Artie for a number of reasons. They grew up together, and so despite the fact that they were in different worlds, so to speak, as adults, Tony always held a soft spot for Artie, for their shared past. Artie was sort of a reminder of a more innocent time. Artie was one of the few people who was able to point a gun at Tony and live to tell the tale. Or, well, in his case, not really tell the tale, but live, period.
Look me in the eye. Tell me you didn't lay a finger on my place!
I didn't burn down your restaurant. I swear on my mother. The offer's still there. You want to make a little money. You put some out on the street at 2 points. We split the interest. Nice.
I can't do the math, Tone. I'm an artiste.
Get out of here. What's all this? Looked thirsty last time I saw you.
Neil Mink is Tony's lawyer, a guy responsible for keeping his ass out of the can if and when something legal comes upon the horizon. Tony trusts Neil enough to hold on to hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, and he also knows everything about Tony's businesses and helps him arrange those businesses so that he has legitimate income on a tax return.
You want to give me a real gift? Insulate yourself from these shenanigans. I told you once already. Millions of tax dollars invested in watching your ass. Sooner or later, just like you, they're going to want a return on that investment.
Thanks for watching. Who else do you think should be on this list? I'd love to hear from you.